Hello, BookTube. I have a tiny little mail haul today. Virtually not worth getting out of bed for. It's a post-deluge mail haul. Yesterday it poured all day long, and today the rain has barely seeded the ground, and the humidity is still 100%. And I think probably that affected the enthusiasm of the UPS driver. Uh, so I thought we'd open them together, and then I have a portentous announcement. So we'll start with this one. They're both tiny, so I don't expect great things. I have a lot of stuff coming that looks really good. Oh, okay, well, all right, this is coming, and it looks really good. This is for November. This is a rare instance where the comparatively rare instance where I think the advanced copy will not do justice to the finished copy. That's The Undiscovered Islands by Maliki Talik, which is all about places that never existed. Be prepared to be captivated by the astounding tales of 24 islands once believed to be real, but no longer on the map. And I was flipping through this, and I want to show you, give you a good example. Well, if you've got the key is it's got artwork all throughout, and I suspect that the artwork will be gorgeous in the finished copy. Look at that, see the age of exploration. But this is just the advanced copy, so there's no color, nothing's offset or anything like that. To give you a chance to read it, I know the stories of most of these islands anyway, but we'll see what kind of job is done. But I think in November we're going to get a treat, and I'll be sure to mention it then because I have a suspicion. Every year as we get, we're in the summer now, so the next big season is the fall. Books-wise, the next big book season is the fall, with the whole purpose being to load bookstore tables for the gift-giving holidays at the end of the year, for the year-end festivities, regardless of what your festivity is. And I like to keep that in mind as well. This is going to be I believe this is going to be firmly in that little subcategory that as a bookseller I used to love, of new books that you can give to the widest possible audience. So, not you've got Uncle Evan who was only interested in the Battle of Tinny and Delay, and that's it. So if you don't have a new book about that, you're out of luck. You got to get him socks again. But you have vaguely book interested people on the rest of your list. What do you get them if you don't really know their interests? And every year there are about a dozen such books. And for years and years, for decades and decades, I thought, well, if you're a bookseller as a professional, it's their job to know those books. Not to be going at them ideologically, but to know which books on these tables will fit those customers. Now, of course, that isn't true, but that's how I looked at it back when bookstores were about selling books instead of about selling painted rocks and scented candles and membership cards. Someday I will set up this camera and Deb and I will just sit here and talk about bookstores. That ought to settle your hash. But let's see what this next one is. This is actually the end of our mail haul. Unless I get slammed later on in the day. You'll be the first to know if I do. I've got a lot of stuff coming. Okay, so this is something I didn't request. This is the fourth book in a series. It's called The Deep Dark Descending. Let's hope it's not dreadfully dull or dumbfoundingly derivative. It's by Alan Eskins, and he's been well reviewed. Let's see here. What have we got here? Homicide detective Max Rupert never fully accepted his wife's death, even when he believed that a reckless hit-and-run driver was the cause. But when he learns that in fact she was murdered, he devotes himself to hunting down her killers. Most of his life he has thought of himself as a decent man, but now he's so consumed with thoughts of retribution that he questions whether he will take that last step and enact the vengeance he longs for. Not really sure of the dichotomy there. Vengeance is decent. Be decent and exact vengeance. On a frozen lake near the U.S.-Canadian border, he wrestles with a decision that could change his life forever, as his hatred threatens to turn him into the kind of person he has spent his career bringing to justice. Okay. This comes out in October. I will read this. This is from 7th Street Press, and they do good stuff. And besides, nobody's interested in my moral questionings of the book. Well, you're interested in whether or not the book is any good. I will happily report back. Uh, but being consumed with vengeance for the murder of his wife does not make him the kind of person that he spent his career hunting down. But the important thing is how good the book is. So there you go. 2 slim books. Murder Mystery, The Deep, Dark, Descending, Down, 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 and The Undiscovered Islands. An archipelago of myths, mysteries, phantoms, and fakes. So that's the book haul part, and then there's the portentous announcement. I'm sure a lot of you have seen, just recently on his channel, Ben Sanders did a bookshelf tour, and it was amazing. It was full of special effects. He once again did special effects so that he could be sitting on his bookshelves while he tours them. And there was a cloak invisibility, and there was all sorts of other stuff. It was amazing to watch. I will link it down below. I highly recommend it as a bookshelf tour. But there's another thing you'll notice when you click on the video, and that's that it's 50 minutes long. Which I can't help but view as a flung gauntlet of a challenge. So, I'm announcing that I will be doing a 1 hour long video. Not 50 minutes, but a full 60. And I know this is cruel and unusual punishment for the rest of you, but I thought the least I could do, if North Korea can do it in their prisons, then the least I can do is offer you a little bit of leeway of personal choice. So you get to pick the subject. So in the comments below, feel free to sound off on what subject. If you have to listen to me for a whole hour, what subject would you like it to be? You can range as widely as you want. Those of you who are familiar with this channel will know that I am what scientists refer to as a gas bag. So talking unprompted with no notes for an hour on a subject is not going to be that hard for me. So feel free to range wide and far. I just want to let you know that that's coming. An hour-long video, because nobody's going to have a 50-minute video on BookTube if it's not going to be me. So feel free to let me know what you'd like to listen to. If you don't, I'm going to pick the subject myself, and I think we know what that subject's going to be, don't we? Giant killer sharks. Save yourself. But that's it for now. I'll see you soon, BookTube. Thank you.